Hey guys, it's Steph at Allen Acres, and today I'm just going to take you along in a day in the life for me. A little bit different though, a day in the life with a twist.
Hi, my name is Stephanie. I am a mom of 7 and I homeschool. We live on a small 5-acre homestead in a tiny Texas town where we pick farm fresh eggs, milk our goats, and make as much food from scratch as we can. We love spending lots of time outside, learning new ways to live a healthy life, and enjoying all the good things God has given us. Here I'll share about parenting, homeschooling, homesteading, family favorite recipes, and testimonies of God's faithfulness. If you enjoy a tight-knit family, real life moments, and the pursuit of a joy-filled life, you're in the right place. I hope you'll join me on my journey to a happy, healthy home life.
So today I have a little bit of a different scenario than what most days look like. 4 of my little ones went on a little road trip to see some of our family. So I just have my older girls and my littlest baby. And so our house is weirdly quiet. And that also means I have opportunity to do some things that I normally would not be able to do. Our summer has been so crazy. Normally in the summer, I try to keep some normal routine of like kind of things we do every day, but all of that has just kind of flown out the window for multiple reasons. One of them being that I found out I was expecting, and I've spent most of the summer dealing with first trimester nausea and complete exhaustion, which seems to get a little bit more intense with each child. And then I also had a little side gig I was doing this summer, which was totally a blessing, and I'm so glad I got to do it. But nonetheless, it was something else that required my attention. And so, anyways, my house and a lot of just normal everyday things have kind of gotten pushed to the side. And my house is in need of some serious TLC. So, today I'm going to take advantage of some extra time on my hands with a few less responsibilities and try to get some things done. So, I thought I would bring you guys along with me and y'all can join me as I get some of those things checked off of that never ending to-do list. Many moms can relate with, I'm sure. Sometimes you have a day like this and you're like, this is so awesome. I don't know what to do because your to-do list is so long. You can't decide what matters most. And you flip from here and there and now you've gone to every room in the house to do something, but you haven't actually accomplished anything. So I was really wanting to make the most of my time. So I just decided that I would make a list and then I kind of starred the things that I felt like would be the most impactful. And so I'm going to kind of work my way down on that list, starting with what is driving me the craziest.
I am trying to start my morning off right. Now that I've seen my little ones off on their trip, I am taking my raw liver and my other supplements that I take during pregnancy to try to keep myself healthy and nourished, especially in the first trimester when absolutely nothing sounds good to eat.
Okay, so this room is in major need of some TLC to the nth degree. We have things that have come off the walls. We have blankets all over the floor. We have beds that need to be made. We have a whole setup over here that my son and his friend made to make their little videos, and a completely trashed closet. So normally my kids would help me with this, but they're not here, and this is gonna drive me crazy. So I am going to tackle it myself.
It isn't often that my kids are away overnight, but I do think it's kind of fun to get their room all cleaned for them whenever they're away, because I know I love coming home to a clean room and a clean house and a made bed whenever I've been away. And so I figure coming home to the same kind of things will make them feel good about being home, and it makes me feel better too. It took me about an hour to make it through this room, getting everything put up and picked up and put away and thrown in the trash or whatever. It was nice. My one of my older girls took the baby for me, so I actually had like an uninterrupted hour to get this done, and so that really helped. Definitely not how long it would take me if I had kids in tow. So really nice to have that. I'm also really excited to get our house in order because I'm trying out kind of a new chore system, um, and I'm hoping to really get organized with that. Well, I'm actually actively in the process of doing it, and so I feel like it will be easier to get that started with kind of a clean slate. And so I feel like getting these things done around the house is really helping me. I had about 4 or 5 loads of laundry that had been sitting on the couch for an embarrassingly long time. So I am taking the time now, after getting the baby fed and down for a nap, to get some of that laundry folded and put away. And then I'm getting another load of laundry put away. Now, I've talked about this before in a previous video, but for my younger four that are capable, I actually don't fold their clothes. So I sort them, or they help me sort them if they're here. And then I put them in these color-coded baskets on the shelf. And it is their responsibility to get their clothes put away. Obviously, we do have help for the littlest one, who's 3. But anyways, it helps cut some of my laundry time down, and they're very, very capable of doing this themselves.
I have a friend who is wanting to try out some bone broth, so I'm actually gonna make her some and take it to her. So I'm gonna get that started.
I am using some chicken feet that I have from my brother's farm, Goss Farm. If you don't already, you should go look them up on Instagram. He is a full-time farmer in Santa Fe, and he raises his animals and all his produce in the most natural way possible. And so we love to eat things from his farm. And I'm using some of the chicken feet that he gave me to make this bone broth for my friend, and just some filtered water, keeping it really simple. And anybody that uses a Berkey knows that you have to keep it going. So here I am filling it up with more water so it can continue filtering, because I'm emptying it out right now. Staying hydrated in the heat and trying to fill up my pot so that I can make the bone broth. I think using filtered water is really important, and so I try not to skip this step and use tap water if I can help it, because I think it's really important to use clean water when you're making the bone broth. I am setting the timer for 2.5 hours, and I'm going to take part of my rest/nap time to actually work on that chore system that I was talking about earlier. And also, I'm going to try to check some things off of my to-do list. And then I'm going to take a nap. I find that if I rest when the baby rests, I am a happier mama, and I feel well rested, and I have what I need for the next part of the day. My daughter thought it would be funny to get a video footage of me actually sleeping. So here I am sleeping while the baby sleeps, because nursing and growing a human is hard work. I had to wait to do the dusting and the vacuuming after the baby had woken up from his nap because I didn't want to run the vacuum right next to his room while he was sleeping. Okay, I just had to leave this in here because I thought it was so cute. He was trying to figure out a way to get his duster and himself on top of the stool so that he could attempt to dust the ceiling fan like Mommy did. And I just thought it was too cute not to share. So the room is all clean and feels so much better in here. I feel so much better walking in, and I know they will too when they get home. You'll notice that there are not really any toys in this room, mostly just beds, and that's because we don't really keep toys in the bedroom. We keep most of our toys downstairs. So they do have some books on their bookshelf. They have the car rug, and then they have a bin of dress-up clothes in the closet, and that is it.
We are headed to the farmer's market to get our weekly stash of raw milk. Okay, so ordinarily on a night like tonight, when I don't have very many kids, especially two of which could fend for themselves, I would probably take the night off from cooking. But my sweet husband has been working very, very hard, and so I'm only going to get to see him for a short time. So I want to make sure that he has something delicious to eat when he gets home. So I'm going to make homemade burger patties and fried potatoes.
So we keep our fried potatoes pretty simple. I just chop them up pretty small, and then I always cook them in a cast iron skillet on like medium heat. And I try not to overcrowd the pan. I find that if you put too many potatoes in, and they're not able to all like get to the bottom, that they tend to be more mushy, and we prefer them to be a little bit more crispy. And so I try to have that perfect ratio of enough to fill us up, but not too many to make them mushy. So I'm getting them all cut up, and in the pan, I'm adding a very generous amount of grass-fed butter because in our family we like to eat a lot of good fat. Now I am getting the patties ready. Again, keeping this really simple, using 2 pounds of grass-fed meat from a local meat market in our little town we live in. And I'm just making them into like a 1/3 pound size patties. And again, cooking them in the cast iron. I pretty much cook everything in the cast iron because I love the way it tastes and it's better for you. And we like the way things cook, and it's just what we prefer. So these 2 cast irons are pretty much always out on our stove. There I am being greeted by my sweet husband, who is being funny while I'm trying to record this and cook at the same time. So anyways, I'm getting the rest of those patties in the cast iron. After I stir my potatoes to make sure they're not sticking too much to the bottom of the pan, I'm going to just add a little bit of salt, a little bit of garlic powder, and a little bit of onion powder to these patties. And it gives them just enough flavor to make them delicious, but not too much to make them, I guess, too pungent with flavor. And we like to cook them, I'd say like medium to medium well. I usually leave a couple of them a little less done for my husband because that is definitely his preference. I kind of keep the potatoes stirred and then also keeping them covered to make sure they don't stick too much. Trying to get them done but crispy and delicious. Adding a little bit of shredded cheese to most of these patties. And I'm just going, I've turned the heat off already. I'm just going to cover them after I add the cheese to let it melt. But they're done cooking. And we're just about ready to eat, which is good because the baby is hungry. And I'm just topping it with some mashed up avocado, serving it with the potatoes. It is a very simple meal, but it is very delicious and definitely filled us up. And my husband enjoyed it, which is what mattered the most to me tonight.
All right, I know this was a little bit different than things that I've shared in the past, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please hit that like button and subscribe to this channel so that you can get the notifications each week when I get out a new video. And as always, thank you so much for joining me on my journey to a happy, healthy home life.